Hey, Wolfpack, Angela Wolf here. And that is a real rendition of what it looks outside. Not quite that much snow, but we got a ton. So I thought I'd still pop in and see you guys a little bit today. I've got a couple great announcements for you. I'm still getting over this crazy cold, but have you ever had that cold where it's like stuck in your ears and so you feel like you're talking really loud, but you're not talking really loud? Well, that's all right. I'm getting to the end of this, so in case you missed me all weekend, I was wrapped on the couch with some tea and enjoying a fabulous fire in the fireplace. And yes, Susan, I rolled in a little bit late because I was waiting for the computer to turn on, but I was looking at all the gorgeous pictures everyone put in the Facebook group. So, all right, so today, a couple things for you. We are going to watch another of my really old, not that old, but pretty old It's So Easy episodes. And this is why. I was going through your things that you share. Let me just give you a quick preview here because there's some really cool things going on in the Facebook groups. All right, I think this is one of them. There we go. Okay, so Sharon has been working on customizing her cuffs, which were absolutely gorgeous, okay? Hey guys, Janet, you're going to be showing up here too in a second because that was a pretty cool jacket. So she stitched this and then she added beads to it. Now, this is the pattern. It isn't out yet. This was just for people who are in my studio, but some of you are ingenious. And so you started just going through the pattern yourself. And so let me just walk you through. Here's her cuffs with the beads. Super cute. If I lose my voice, I'm out of here. So I'll try not to talk so much, which is why I have a great video for you. All right, let me find the other one. There was something really cool here. Here it is. All right, Danny, this jacket. So she started with a sloper and then designed her own version. You can see what she did to the sleeves. And so this photo here, the one with Sharon and the one with Janet, made me go through my archives and come up with a great video on how to refashion your fabric before you even get started. So that's a great picture. And then I've got one more here. I think it was, you can see some close-ups. I'm thinking edge-to-edge embroidery going on here. Great top, great jacket. Awesome job. All right, let me go up. There was one more here. I think I commented on it, so it might have moved places. Oh, look at the back. Yeah, gorgeous. So just some ideas for you on embellishing the fabric, which is one of my favorite things to do. But wait a second. Okay, so here was Sharon's whole jacket. Sharon, we're still waiting to find out if you sit down, if those beads cause a problem. I was laughing out loud when I read somebody wrote that. That jacket is just stellar, absolutely gorgeous. So just a basic fabric, and then she embellished it with stitching, totally gorgeous. All right, so here's another one. So Janet did something very similar to what I did years ago with that faux leather, where I did all the quilting. So it's one piece of fabric, but you do the cool quilting and then add some knit sleeves. Look at that beautiful stitching. Absolutely love this. So Janet, you nailed it. Absolutely gorgeous. Love the background too. So on that note, wait to see what I found for you. So I'm bringing this up. By the way, before I bring all that up, I have to show you one more thing. I'm going to show you the video. Just hold tight. But there's some really cool events coming up. Birthday Sewing Week. So Birthday Sewing Week, a lot of times I do a lot of things that are free, sometimes not free, sometimes just sewing all over the place. So there's a new event. It's going to be from 11 until 6, 11 to 5 Eastern. But the good news is it's 6 classes, 8 projects. You can watch it live or the replay, and you have access to it for a whole year, all the way till next season. So you'll have a ton of gift ideas. So let me just share my screen and show you what's up here. All right, so this is going to be really fun. If I posted this in the Facebook group so far, and there will be a giveaway for this. So even if you already register, you will automatically be added to the giveaway, and then the giveaway will start tomorrow. Just watch for the email. So here's the lineup. We've got Reen Wilcoxon, Rhonda Seacrest, myself, Karina is going to be making a bag and that neck warmer that she made for Win a while back. And Heather Banks has some fun stuff for the kitchen. So you can see here. So I will be adding photos of mine. Well, I have photos there, I think. The tool, embroidery on tulle, but not just for garments. I do it all the time, like for decorations, on candles, for ribbon. So number one, the lesson will be on how to embroider on tulle, and then there will be a project with that. And then I have a very cool design that's a poncho. It's the hottest trend for this fall. And when I say poncho, I just feel like I should be running around in the yard. Like when I was a kid, I loved to buy poncho. This is a very stylish poncho. So you will be making your own. Now, all of these classes, you're not going to be sewing along. You're going to watch through the whole thing live or repeat, and then you'll be taken to my academy, which is where the class will live, and it has all the links for downloads of the projects. All the embroidery designs are included with the class. So Reen is doing 2 in the hoop designs. I love that little clutch bag right here. And then an ornament. Those designs will be included. Rhonda Seacrest, okay, her son made the coolest logo here, Let It Snow. She thought, well, that would last like through the whole winter. And she has a unique way of embroidering on t-shirts, which that's all she does. I mean, she does way more than that. But I mean, if you want to learn from the best, she's one of the best. So for the embroidery projects, a 5x7 hoop is the minimum that's needed. And the designs are included. So that's all you need, right? Making sure nobody's texting me that you can't hear me. So Rhonda's going to be showing how to embroider on t-shirts, and she has digitized this design just for the class. Karina's going to be joining us. This is going to be very exciting. She's going to be helping with the guy gifts. I hate to say guy gifts because I would use this all the time, but this is totally what Win wants, is one of these ditty bags. So we've got the pattern for the ditty bag. She's going to show us how to sew from beginning to end. All of these, you'll be watching the instructor put everything together, and then you'll go back and watch the replay and do it for yourself. She's also going to be doing the neck warmer. So 2 projects there. And then Heather Banks is going to be joining us, which is very exciting. So she has these coolest pot holders. So when I try to think of unique gifts and ideas for the holidays, okay, I already have a ton of free tutorials for you on how to make gift bags and fun things like that, wine bags. You can find those all over the place. I wanted to think outside the box of something you can't get someplace else. So these pot holders are hilarious. Well, they're hilariously cute. So they're refashioned, repurposed jeans. So you can find, I have a whole stack if you need a pair of jeans that I don't wear anymore. But anyways, so she's going to be doing that. And then I talked her into doing a matching coordinating towel for the kitchen, since it's going to be kind of a kitchen theme. So, and there'll be a few surprises in there too. So anyways, you can register. There's a coupon code for your Wolfpack. I put it in the Facebook group. It'll also go in the newsletter. And Fashion Sewing Club, you know the rules. Yours is in the class. So it's going to be super fun. Would love for you to join, and there will be giveaways. So that's December 2nd on Saturday. All right. Now there's more, because on Thursday of the week, I'm going to be doing a class with Deepika on pattern review. It's a Zoom class. It's a 90-minute Zoom class doing cutouts. So remember all those really fun tops we did that had like really weird cutouts? I'll bring the link up here for you. So hold tight. Let me just bring this up, and then we'll watch the video together, because then I can read your comments and I don't have to talk. This is all going away. That's the good news. So thanks everyone for the good wishes. Oh, Janelle, isn't that sweater knit awesome? While I'm looking this up, Janelle, I'm all of you waiting patiently for Friday for the fabric stash sale. I woke up and I had no voice and I was totally bedridden the whole day. So I apologize I missed it, but I posted all the new fabrics in the app, and you obviously found them, because I think I'm out of scuba knit. I still have some sweater knits available. But sorry that I missed you, because I don't know who's more upset about that, myself or the girls that were going to help. All right, here's this. Let me share this. All right, if you scroll down here, it's this class right here. Design cutouts. It's a Zoom class on pattern review. And it doesn't you don't have to have velvet. You don't have to do it in velvet. But a lot of the things I will be showing are in velvet. Slits, cutout necklines, all those fun things. And we've done a lot of these in the Fashion Sewing Club, but I know not all of you are in the Fashion Sewing Club. So that's on Thursday of birthday week. The rest of the week, you'll have to stay tuned for. All right. Okay, so let me bring up this fun video I found. I think you're going to get a kick out of this. Where did it go? And then I'll go through and read your comments because it's so exciting to see you all. Okay, here we go. Video. See if you remember this and if this will give you any ideas on how to refashion your fabric a little bit.
Hi, I'm Angela Wolf, fashion designer and online instructor, and today I want to talk about faux suede and cutouts. This fabric is so much fun, but a couple things you need to know about this. It has a nap, meaning that if I rub down or rub up, it's going to have a different shine. So you have to cut all the pattern pieces going the same way. But what about if you want to add a fun cutout? Now this faux suede has a little bit of fraying, which is what I wanted. So you can either have it with fray or without fray, but I'll show you how to do this. This is 2 pieces of fabric. This is the black faux suede over this color.
I just want to brush it.
I'll just show you the back side. I have it quilted together a little bit. Let me show you how to do this. Okay, so I have my pattern. This is just a simple skirt. You could use a pencil skirt. This is the A-line skirt I've been using in the previous episodes. I'm just going to move this out of the way. What you want to do is figure out how wide of a mat you have. So I'm using a digital cutting machine here, and this mat's a little bit longer. I can actually fit the whole length of a skirt on there, which is really cool. A short skirt, of course. And so I know that it can't be wider than this area here, which is 12 inches. So I just have a small panel. Depending on what size your pattern is, this is 22 through 26, I could have my panel going all the way up to maybe 6 inches wide. That would fill up this whole thing. For now, all you have to do, decide how wide you want your panel on your skirt. Go ahead and line up a quilter's ruler with the front edge, the front fold. And that would be 10 inches total, which will fit on that mat just fine. I'm just going to draw a line right here. And that's going to be my new cutting line. So my
So, by the way, does this remind you at all of the gazillion pattern hacks we've done with cutouts? So I'm taking this fabric to the Scan and Cut to cut. You don't have to use a Scan and Cut. You could do this yourself. But I love that Terry said she was working on faux suede and referred to this video. All right. Awesome. These are on my YouTube channel, by the way. These are totally free. You can look them up anytime. So you could make that panel as wide as you want to. So if you're not using the Scan and Cut and you have a longer skirt or a bigger jacket, it's the same process. So I'll keep rolling, but don't forget to add your seam allowances. All right.
The panel is going to be in this area. Now, one thing that I want to do, I'm going to grab a different color here. I'm going to put little slashes here. You've probably seen me do this before. What this slash is, oh, how funny, it went right down almost next to the grain line. Well, that wasn't a planned thing. And I'm just going to take the scissors or rotary cutter, whatever you have, cut down this line. And when I slide this apart, I know I need to add seam allowances to both of these edges when I cut the fabric. The other thing,
don't worry, those were my paper rotary cutters, so no stressing there, paper rotary cutters, so that's okay. I've got them labeled. Whenever I have a bad blade, I usually use that one for paper for a little while. Seems to work fine.
Since it just happened to fall right down the center of the grain line, which was not planned, if that didn't happen, I would need to transfer the grain line because you want to make sure you cut all these out the same. So then I'm going to go ahead and cut out this panel here out of whatever colors you're using. If it's blue with the beige on the back side, I actually have one right here that I've already cut out, and it's already been cut, but you can see how both of these will be the same size. So how do you get these cutouts? Well, on the digital cutting machine, you have a lot of options. The first thing that you want to do is do a test cut, which I have done here. Now, this fabric, because it frays so much, I used a stabilizer. You spray it on the fabric and it helps it not to fray. It wasn't perfect, but it did just enough for what I wanted. So what I've done here is I've already test cut. I'm just going to lift this up. And
so I know you all are laughing, but on the PBS show, you can't say brands. So yes, this is the Brothers Scan and Cut. This is the old one though. This is before we had the auto blade. Oh, or the rotary blade. The rotary blade on this faux suede now would be stellar. Now, by the way, this is my show, not Brothers' show, but I am a brand ambassador for full disclosure. So I love this episode though, because even way back then I was trying to come up with fun ways of getting this fabric. So there's a few different chemicals you could put on the fabric to make it stiff, but I want to make it clear, I did not put like a sticky back press on fusible. I just did something to stiffen the fabric a little bit because one of these fabrics frayed like crazy. I mean, usually faux suede doesn't do that, but it was just like a cotton blend or something. She was a hot mess, a big hot mess, but let's keep watching.
And it looks like it's fine. So depending on the depth of the blade that you need, you'll have to just test it on your fabric. So then all I did is I went into the designs and I chose a design that was just kind of fun. You could pick anything you want. How about some triangles? So I'm just going to alter the size here. Let's just make a few of those. Let's go ahead and make a handful of those. It shows me them all here on the screen, and then I can go ahead and just move these around where I want them. And I'm going to go in here and just delete some of these. I don't think we need all of these. So you have a lot of options. Keep them, delete them, move them around, rotate them. And then if I go down a little bit further on my screen, because this mat is longer, notice that I'm staying away from the edges. None of them are touching, hopefully. Let's get rid of this one. And then when you move down the screen, you can move some more of these down a little bit further.
By the way, I love that the Scan and Cut has so many more options now.
So I think you get that.
I almost feel like this is archaic, but it's not. But it's not. Material Magic. Yeah, that's what it was. Who just said that? You can read my mind. You all are great. Yeah, and it was Material Magic. And that stuff works great. I mean, you just put the fabric in there, let it stiffen up a little bit, let it hang. You can also use starch. That works wonderful. Joanna says she uses starch. That's awesome. You remember this episode, Jenny? Yeah, me too. Any other suggestions? I'd love to see it. All right, let's go back because we get to the design here in a second.
Idea, you're going to fill up the whole screen, staying away from the edges because you have a half-inch seam allowance. Usually that's what I would add to mine. And now you're just going to cut.
That was a good episode, Clovis,
so while
by the
that's
way.
cutting,
600.
I'll let it get started. But you can see this piece right here. This has already been cut. Once it's cut, I just lifted this up. I'm layering it on this fabric here. And I'm just going to let this cut just one more of these, and I'm going to stop it and take it to the sewing machine.
Okay, so are you wondering, like, why would you stop if you're trying to show something on It's So Easy? So we were always under a time crunch, but this episode is reminding me of the time of the Scan and Cut with all the rhinestones. Do you remember that episode? I'm going to have to go back and find it. I think I did little coasters or something. Well, as I was on live, the rhinestone container tipped over and they went everywhere. But it wasn't as bad as my dear friend June Mellinger. June, I don't know if you're watching today, but I'm going to give a laugh with you. When she was showing how to do these awesome pillows, and I don't know if they were the kind that went in the microwave. I think I kind of lost the whole thing. I was laughing so hard. I just know it was a pillow of some sort that she put all these marbles in. And she sewed it and didn't realize that, I don't know if she didn't catch the seam. I don't really remember exactly. June, you're going to have to like come on one time and remind me. All I know is that you had beads all over the studio. You totally blew away my rhinestone fiasco because I hardly remember it now. But your beads definitely get the game. So I wish my producer would someday have a bloopers for us because that would be a bestseller. Definitely. Definitely. But all right, back.
All right, let's just see. It looks like it cut one way down here. So you can see how the pieces come right off. That actually looks better than this one. But if you rub your hands on it, if you want to have a little frayed look, that's how you do that. So let's go to the sewing machine. Let me show you how this works.
Afraid not.
At the sewing machine, I'm going to just use a straight stitch. Now, if you have a walking foot or faux suede has just a little bit of it's kind of a furry fabric. So if you use a regular foot, sometimes it will skip stitches or the stitches won't be quite as far apart as you'd like it to be. So the first thing you need to check is go ahead and rub your hands up and down the fabric. And you'll notice that one way, it kind of looks like hair standing up on a dry day when your hair just sticks up, and the other way, it just goes nice and smooth. So you have an option. You can do both pieces the same way or change them. So I'm going to do them both the same way. And you can really see it on this piece here. So you're going to line up your center panel, and I'm using Move It foot here, which is similar to a walking foot, but a little bit different. And what it does is it controls both layers of the fabric going through. So I have it on a straight stitch, and I'm changing the length to a 3.0. And then just go ahead and stitch with your 1/2 inch seam allowance. If you want to use a little bit less than your 1/2 inch seam allowance, that's fine too, because then this stitch will be hidden. I'm using a different color thread just so you can see this.
So
And
by
just
the
hold-
way, that is the older Move It foot, the bigger one. Now the new one is kind of the skinny, so the fabric can slide right under, which I'm really excited about because I think this one even got stuck at the back a little bit. You kind of had to give it a little tug, but it worked. It made it. But keep your questions rolling in. I'm watching in the sidelines.
This fabric and allow it to feed through. And I'm just going to do one
Yeah.
side of this
See how
to
it's
show
getting
you.
stuck in the back? That was so annoying, but it won't do that anymore. Yay.
Okay, so that is when you're sewing both of these layers on top of each other. That's all I do. And then I'll stitch down the other side, making sure that everything is laying nice and flat. Then I will change the machine to free motion and free motion embroider around each of these. Tight right to the same thing. But before I show you that, the next thing I want is to show you just how to sew this suede together. So once you have this panel, you're sewing the skirt together. Hopefully you've cut them all out the
So question, do you have any other suggestions now that technology has gone? I think this was episode 15 something. So that would be 5 years ago? Yeah, 4 years ago for sure. Maybe 5. So now that I'm watching this, I'm thinking now that technology has changed, I would probably take that fabric in one of the new magnetic frames, put it into the machine, scan it into my design center, and use the magic wand to go around all of those little spots and do free motion on there. Now that would be very cool. Very cool. I could also just draw lines on there and turn it into satin stitches. Free motion's good too though. But anyways, as technology changes, I could think of a lot more fun ideas about this. So let's see, we got just a little bit longer here.
same direction.
I'm curious to
If
see
you're
how I end up
unsure
on
which
this.
side's which, make sure you just use your hand to figure out which way the nap goes. There we go. And you have both layers together. Again, I'm still using this Move It foot, which you could use a standard foot now because this side does not have the fur on it, or the whatever you want to call that stuff that comes off this fabric. And you'll,
Yeah, Phyllis,
as
you
you're
can do that
stitching,
too.
just hold the fabric together
Totally.
to make sure that one side isn't sliding more than the other. This is
do that
especially
too,
true if
Karina.
you're using just a standard foot. Okay. And now when I have this, I will press this open, but when you're pressing this fabric, you either need to use an iron shoe or a press cloth because you can definitely damage the fabric.
Okay. Did anybody get their Wall Walk book this week? And by the way, I have no affiliation to Wall Walk. I don't get money off of this. I'm just saying, did you get their email with the sale? They had, I don't know how many iron shoes listed, but they were on sale. So they have a ton. So if you're ever asking, I don't have the Laura Star iron or I don't have the other iron, I need an iron shoe, go check them out. I did not see what the prices were, but I know that they had a ton on sale. And also don't forget to check Joe's website because he has some too. Iron shoe is really important if you're going to press something like this.
So I'm going to take a break, change my machine to an embroidery foot, and I'll be right back to show you how to do the free motion around this. All right, I have my free motion foot
that
on,
was
and I'm
like
just
a
going to
snap.
change the screen
And I'm back.
to a regular stitch, similar that you would use for free motion quilting, and lower the feed dogs. So lower the presser foot.
Thanks, Ann.
And just start stitching. And I'll try to keep my hands out of the way so you can see. So all I'm doing is just trying to get around this fabric. Again, I'm using an odd color so you can see this. And then this is a really bad looking circle, but you'd be using blue so you wouldn't be able to tell. But I'm just going to go around each one of these. And this is what I did on the black skirt. And I'll just do a few more so I can explain why I'm doing this. If you get close to one, you can actually go around more than one at the same time. There we go. Just lift it up and get it out of the way and keep going around. And then what I didn't include stitches. I'm going to show you, this is a little messy looking, but as I went from one to the other, you won't notice that if it's all in blue, but I would cut my thread and then move over to these. So a couple more things here. As you do this, the reason I'm doing this is if I hold this up, notice how the fabric, if this was left open, this could start gapping. So you're walking, you're sitting in your skirt, and all of a sudden you have a big gap. That would not be so attractive. So this is connecting the fabric almost like it's its own fabric. That's why I have a contrasting color. So on the back side, all it looks like is this, something very simple. And if you're having a hard time holding these together, because this fabric does get a little icky while you're moving it around, you can use a temporary adhesive spray on the back of this to attach it. Just make sure that you don't get any of that on the part that shows through, because it might show. So let me just get back up here and show you a couple more things.
Okay, so I guess, Phyllis, I read your mind. Yeah, you could put some basting on there. You could. So you all are saying that was a cute top I was wearing there. Thanks. That was the beginning of my Shirley wrap before I made it longer. The top I'm wearing today is a sweater that I bought. I was totally lazy. I rolled out from home. I've been editing video, came here to join you live, and then I'm going right back. But yes, I see Jody. Yes, Jody, I'm on the mend. I'm on the mend. I'm just waiting for my voice to come back. But I feel way better than I sound. We'll go with that. I know. Joanna, how do you know which aftermarket iron shoe to purchase for? You know what? I just saw the whole list in the email. You probably want to measure. Sometimes they'll have a list of irons that would fit with that one. If you can find a metal one, go for metal. I did not like the paper one, but that's my personal preference. Oh, wool pressing mats are the best. Yeah. All right. So we just have a little bit more. And
so here's my panel. On the cutting machine, you can cut all the way down. When I'm finished, and I only allowed this to cut a few of these, but I can at least show you what it ends up looking like. You'll pull away your fabric. Let's see. And this is what you'll end up with. This one I didn't allow it to finish cutting because I stopped it. But you'll end up with little, whatever you have, it'll stay like that. Place it on the fabric. And the only other thing is if you're having a problem keeping your fabric on this mat, there are extra things that you can have that will make it stickier to hold your fabric on there. So that's how simple it is to make a faux suede skirt, make it a cutout. Either way, just make sure you cut all the pieces going the same direction, or when you turn around, you're gonna look like two different people. Hi, I'm Angela Wolf, fashion designer and online instructor.
Let's get that out of there. All right, so ask your questions away. But this gave me some ideas after seeing all of your cool outfits in the Facebook groups. So also, I see Susan, thanks. She said that, okay, December 2nd is a Friday. That's the event that I mentioned with the 6 classes with 8. I think there's at least 8 projects. I might be off by 1. There might be 9. That's December 2nd, which is a Friday. December 1st, which is a Thursday, that's the event on Pattern Review, a Zoom class. And Fashion Sewing Club will be getting together that week as well. Fashion Sewing Club will be getting together tomorrow, if I remember correctly. And tomorrow at noon is a brother show. So it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, any last minute questions for me? Or I'm going to let you all go. Let's just see here. I'm making sure I don't miss anything. Oh, by the way, I think it's Darlene's birthday today. In fact, I know it's Darlene's birthday. Happy birthday, Darlene. And last week, I know I wished Karina a happy birthday. I totally forgot about Susan Fisher. So Susan Fisher, happy belated birthday. Anybody else that has birthdays and anniversaries this week, I always love to see this. And then I try to put them in my calendar. But if I don't, I'll just ask you next year and you can remind me. Oh, there you go, Janet. That would look great. A matching skirt. Fabulous. Oh, Lorraine, do you remember that episode where I did the heat and bond? I have that skirt around here somewhere. You know, I made it actually to use for fishing, but it was white, and I was so worried I was going to get fish blood on it, so I never wore it. It just goes to events with me. Ah, you're welcome. Everybody's saying happy birthday, Darlene. Ibby, yours was last week. Happy birthday. I missed yours too. Glenda's in the house. Oh, Jenny, you like your magnetic hoop? That's awesome. Great to see you, Clovis and Jody. All right, everyone. So I just wanted to bring that to inspire you to try to think outside the box. Fashion Sewing Club, guess what we're doing tomorrow? Well, since last week, our internet was so poor on Wednesday and Thursday. So we're going to be revisiting the sweater again because there's some really cool things I thought of even after I saw you. So you'll see what I've done so far and you'll get some new ideas for sweater. And we're also going to be making not really a poncho. A poncho isn't even the word I probably should use. Wait till you see the photo from the class coming up. But we're going to do something, a little twist off of that in the Fashion Sewing Club. So I'll see you there. If you guys have any questions, you know how to find me. In the meantime, have a fabulous day. Stay warm. It is still snowing here. I saw somebody said they have 4 inches of snow. Well, this morning we woke up with a ton of snow, but I did find something beautiful in that snow. I'll just show you. It's right here. Hi, Win.
Hi, Ange.
This is what I found in the snow. So my rose bush, see if it'll focus. There you go. My rose bush had just bloomed like 2 weeks ago. And those roses were so beautiful. They just stayed there. So now I've got 5 little roses with some snow. So cool, right? Yeah. Oh, and for those of you who like to cook, which I'm not very good at it, I did make a fabulous recipe from my mom's old stash of, not her old stash, but one of her great recipes. So chicken and rice with cream and mushroom soup in the oven. Oh, talk about comfort food. So if any of you get the cold I've got a whole list of really good food that you won't lose your appetite. Everyone always says, oh, you lose weight if you get sick. Not in my house. All right, everyone. Have a great day. I will talk to you soon. See you tomorrow. If you're going to be on the Brother Show, Fashion Sewing Club, I'll see you tomorrow. I will be sending both your newsletters out later today. I was working on them this morning. So, all right, everyone. Take care. Talk soon. Bye.